The first set of stocks to keep on your tab are Ultratech Cements and JP Associates, where the Competition Commission watchdog yesterday, CCI has given its nod to the 3,800 crore deal between Ultratech and JP Cements, where Ultratech had acquired JP Cements plant in Gujarat in September this year, and Ultratech will now be seeking the shareholder as well as the lender approval for the same on Jan 20th next month. Also, Mone Ispat is something that you should keep on your radar, as it is moving the Supreme Court against the deallocation of the Urtan coal block. It had already commissioned a steel plant in Raigad where it had invested 5,000 crore rupees, and this plant was supposed to get coal from the Urtan block. But now that it has been deallocated, the company will be moving the Supreme Court against that, because 36 months was the time it was given for this, which it finds rather short even for the top coal miner Coal India to meet, and these delays have been largely because of many of the regulatory concerns that have pushed back the work on this. Also, lastly, Lanco Infra is something where it has now got the nod to recast debt of over 7,000 crore rupees, and it has already received the letter of approval, and this has been issued by the Corporate Debt Restructuring Empowered Group, and all this proposal will now be going forward and was already under consideration since December 11th. Well, on a day when the benchmark indices remained range-bound and closed near the lowest point of the day, the broader markets managed to outperform, and some of the most active names from this space were Dewan Housing, Arvind and Biocon. Dewan Housing surged 20% and was logged in upper circuit, going on to hit fresh 52-week highs. All the housing finance companies as well as most of the NBFCs were in demand. Also, Dewan Housing successfully completed the acquisition of 50% equity stake from DLF in the life insurance joint venture with Prudential Financial, and post the successful ownership transfer, it turned out to be the top gainer on the BSE Midcap Index, backed by 2-month high volumes. Next one was Arvind, which shined with gains of 6%, continuing its climb for the second straight day and managed to hit fresh 52-week highs. In fact, it's now trading at the highest level in the last 8 years, after the management said that the textile exports are set to grow between 15 to 20% in FY15 versus the current levels of 10 to 11%. Also, the company will be adding capacity and will be doubling the garmenting business, and these new capacities will come through first to the third quarter of next year. The brands and retail segment is growing at 40 to 45%, while the textiles and clothing is also climbing up by 15 to 16%, and aided by the favorable currency, this will only boost the margins and the bottom line going forward. So all the optimism is something which was backed by the 2-month high volume in the stock. Lastly, Biocon jumped up nearly 7% and registered a fresh 52-week peak after the company's CMD Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw was inducted as the independent member of the Infosys board after the 8th high-profile exit of Bala from Infosys, and that is something which perked up the stock, making it the top gainer on the BSE Healthcare Index, backed by 1-week high volumes.